So this is going to be the final examples on constructions, and we're going to specifically be looking at creating a perpendicular, not a bisector, but just a point P on the line. So P doesn't have to be exactly in the middle of the line. It might be, in theory, we don't know. But what we want to create is a line that is at a right angle to AB, and it goes through P, so something like that. Now, if you're practicing this at home, you can just draw any line AB, some rough length. Again, 7 to 10 centimeters is a sensible length to use, but it doesn't really matter. And then just draw a point P along it. And then at the end of the question, you can just check if you've constructed a 90-degree angle with the perpendicular that you've created. Now, we can't use a protractor to do this. We can only use a compass and a straight edge. So in this case, what you're going to realize as I go through this example is actually I'm using the same method. I'm setting up the question to use the same method as the first example, which was the perpendicular bisector. Now, obviously, P is not in the middle of A and B. So we're going to create a situation where P is in the middle of two other points, and then we're just going to construct a perpendicular bisector. So let's see how I'm going to do this. First thing you want to do is put your compass on point P, and roughly, I think that's a sensible length. We're going to draw just an arc here, and then on the other side we're going to draw another arc here. Now, what I said about perpendicular bisectors, if you ignore AB and you just treat this point here and this point here as your line segment, well, we can do a perpendicular bisector of that line segment once I do my two arcs here, and it should, if you've done it correctly, go through P. So let's just, for the sake of labeling, you don't have to label the C and D, but I'm going to do it just so I can be clear about what I'm referring to. So that's C up here, and then that's D here. So I'm just going to look at CD, and we want to bisect it. So in order to do that, it's the same as the first example that we did in this topic with the bisecting lines. We're going to put our compass point on D, and we're going to make it just a teeny bit bigger. So I think that's a sensible length. And then from that, we are going to draw an arc up here, and we're going to continue the arc down there. Okay, I've just gone off a bit, so I'm just going to make this a bit bigger. Okay, and then I'm going to put my compass point on C, and then I'm going to draw an arc here. Okay, so I just missed this bit out here, so I'm going to have to go back. That's just due to being a computer. So with your pencil, you would have done this. And then you can see from here, actually very nicely, we've actually managed to construct a perpendicular that goes through. That's definitely not what I meant to do here. So we're gonna do a perpendicular that goes through. So using a straight edge, we can put these two points along the straight edge, and then with a ruler, we can just connect them together. And that is your perpendicular at point P on the line. So remember, the big idea is that we've created C and D here, which are equidistant from P, and then we just do the perpendicular bisector of that. So could you now practice by just creating your own line segment just like this, and then trying to create a perpendicular at P? I'm going to do a second example using this on the screen here if you need it. Otherwise, you can say that you have done all of constructions to do with lines now. So hopefully that was useful. I'm now going to work through this example here.